And I am running because this country today faces more serious crises than at any time since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Let me tell you what I mean by that. And if you throw in, by the way, the planetary crisis of climate change, it may well be that this particular moment in American history is the more severe, with more problems than we have seen in the modern history of our country. Now, what do I mean by that? What are some of the issues that are out there? I want you all to be thinking about this, because these are the issues that I'll be raising during the campaign. You are looking at a candidate who was elected to the U.S. House in Vermont 8 times and the Senate twice. I've never run a negative political ad. Because I don't believe that the function of politics is to be beating up and disparaging your opponents or getting involved in political gossip. What I believe and what has worked in Vermont and what I believe can work all over this country is talking about the issues that the American people want to hear discussed. And I think so let me just talk about them. And at the start, at the top of the list, there is a very simple question that millions of people are asking themselves. And this is the question. The question is that today, this country, at this moment, is the wealthiest country in the history of the world. And today, we are wealthier than any other time in our history. Today, we have seen in the last 30, 40 years an explosion of technology, right? Every worker in this room is producing more than somebody who had your job 30, 40 years ago. Technology is exploding. Productivity is exploding. So all over America, people are asking, how does it happen if this is the wealthiest country in the history of the world? If I am a more productive worker than I used to be, how does it happen that I am working longer hours for lower wages? How does it happen that what I am earning today is less than it was 30 or 40 years ago in inflation accounted for wages? How does it happen that I have almost no money in the bank for me to retire with dignity? How does it happen that I can't afford child care for my kids? How does it happen that my kids either can't afford to go to college or will leave college deeply in debt? How does it happen in the richest country in the history of the world? And the answer to that question is pretty obvious to a growing number of Americans. And that is, yes, we are the richest country in the history of the world, but we have time who want to work full-time. You know, people working part-time when they want to work full-time? Yeah. Got millions of them. Real unemployment is 11%.
Right.
What we have got to do as a nation is create millions of decent-paying jobs. The fastest way that I know how to do that is to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure. Our roads, our bridges, water systems, wastewater plants, rail, levees, dams. I have introduced legislation which would spend $1 trillion in the next 5 years. It would create and maintain 13 million decent-paying jobs. That's what we've got to do.